You got clutch.
What's going on, people? It's your main man, Johnny Clutch Cards, aka Johnny Clutch Crypto, back with our Helium weekly update. So, with no further ado, let's get into the numbers. The price has continued to fall on Helium. We're down to $29.35 per Helium. Still, roughly $10 up since we got into helium mining back in August. There are now 394,000 hotspots worldwide, closing on that 400,000 mark, and 2,914 validators with 29.14 million staked helium. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into our home segment, our home miner. Let's take a look at this one, right? So this is Abel Bronze Tapir, obviously Rare Carmine Otter. And before we even talk about Abel Bronze Tapir, let's have a discussion around POC V11, which Helium did announce this week that it will be released this Monday, December 13th at, I think it was like 9 or 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So be on the lookout for that. At that point in time, you should have the proper gain and the proper location applied to your miner. What will happen if you don't? I don't know. We will all see. We're all waiting to see how that works out. But that's something to keep in mind. POC V11 launches Monday, December 13th at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and it should be make for an interesting week, I assume. But that being said, here's our week here at the house. We are on a 24 hours. The last 24 hours we made 0.5. Over the last 7 days, we racked up 3.9 HNT, and we gotten back to being pretty consistent after having a pretty bad week, early in November. So, hopefully we can be consistent here in December and get back to the type of results that we were seeing in October, and in September, actually. So, we're ecstatic about that. We have 25 witnesses here. As you can see, they're all around. This is a 5.8 dBi antenna. It's a 5.8 dBi Nebra antenna on a SenseCap miner. So keep that. And this is in our attic, so it's doing pretty well. I'm still debating on putting it outside. But one of the reasons why I have yet to make that decision is because, as we all know from my videos, I want to see Rare Carmine Otter, and I want to see how it's actually configured. That's why this whole POC V11 thing hopefully will do something negative to this miner if these stats aren't adjusted properly. So, if nothing else, the antenna gain can't be 4 dBi. I just don't. You see how far out that it's reaching? Like, that can't be 4 dBi. So it'll be interesting. This is going to be one that we're going to watch to see how POC V11 affects our hotspots, but how does it affect Rare Carmine Otter? So, if this should be interesting. It says it's relayed. The height says 0. It says it has a 4 dBi antenna. This is definitely one of the ones that you want to look at. For POC V11, and from the location where it's placed, it should be at the church behind my house. I'm thinking of going to the church to just see if I could figure out who's doing it, who's running that hotspot, so I could just get some pointers on how to improve my setup so that I could get something that looks like this, where I can rake in 2.6 HNT per day. That would be awesome sauce. 18.7 in a week. Like, look, that's making your money back at current prices in 1 week. And then, 30 days, 52 HNT, or roughly $1,500 at today's prices in a month. $1,500 a month, man. Now that is what I call passive income. So, neither here nor there. It's something that we're going to get to see, and we're going to get to watch here in real time once POC V11 is applied, we'll get some insight. But needless to say, where we are right now, as far as, zero point 0.5 H&T per day, 3.9 per week, this is right in the area where we want to be, in that, 15 to 20 H&T a month. 30 days, this is 12. This is still with a huge, missing a week. So you add another 4 for that missing week, another 3.9 for that missing week. We're at 15, 16 H&T, which is more than acceptable by my standards, for one hotspot. So let's go to our big guy in the office. Take a look at him. I think, is that him? Okay, I gotta look at the freeways again. Is that it? Did they add one? No. It's hard to see the freeways. I wish the freeways were more defined here. Oh, okay, I'm up. I should be up here. That's it. No, that's it. Probably not. All right, bear with me here. It's got to be right here, right? I don't know. It just feels like, trying to find the beltway. I think that's the beltway right there, right? Oh, no, that's Jersey Village right there. Jersey Village. Yeah, so that should, no. Definitely too far over, big dog. It's got to be up in here. Oh, maybe I'm too far over. There you go. I was like, can't tell the freeways on here, man. I'm tripping. All right, so wonderful jet black Marmouth. Let's get back to it. 20 H&T over 30 days. This is, that's right in our wheelhouse. That's right where we want to be. This is an 8 dBi antenna. Actually, it's an 8 dBi Nebra antenna. Is that right? 8 dBi. Yeah, it's 8 dBi Nebra antenna. It's an 8 dBi Nebra antenna on a Bobcat. And as you can see here, over the last 24 hours, 0.5 H&T. Typically, we've been a little bit better than that day over day. See, so you see 5.5 in a day. In the week, over the last 7 days, see like 0.9, 0.67, we had a low day, then 0.95. Normally it's around 1 or a little bit higher. I guess it's been a little bit lower this week. That's why if we look at the 30-day, look, that's 20. See, we had a day that was over 1. But we were typically mostly around 1 H&T or better. Most days with this particular miner. Keep in mind, this one is 45 meters up, about 12 to 13 floors in the air. And like I said, it's a Bobcat with an 8 dBi antenna. Antenna is huge. Anyway, this one right here is definitely giving us back exactly what we're looking for. And so we will continue to monitor this one and, hopefully get better results. That's why we're kind of assuming that, that that rare Carmine otter, is doing something else special. Cause like here, I have an 8 dBi antenna. You can see all these witnesses that are all spread out like way, far away, just looking down on the city of Houston. This is like downtown down here. Down in here in this area where it's really, really green. This is downtown. Like this says A-Leaf. Yeah, this is Alameda. So this is all the city of Houston right here inside the 610 loop. So you can see a lot of green, a lot of good transmit scales and stuff. So everything is really good here. I'm just wondering why I'm not seeing the same type of results that a rare Carmine otter is seeing. So that's why I'm really intrigued at, hopefully seeing in POC V11, that user make the right adjustments so that it reflects what type of setup that it really is. How high in the sky is it? How strong is the antenna? And things like that, so that you can really begin to kind of work off of those things. I think we're all kind of looking at different setups and trying to optimize ours accordingly to try to get similar results. Obviously, you won't exactly mimic anyone, but the idea is to try to maximize profits with as little work as possible. Now, what I can say is with the couple hotspots, this hotspot and the one at my house, very little work do I do on these now. I have them set up on smart switches that I have configured to my phone. So in the event that I did need to reboot them, I could. But in general, as long as the internet's working, I don't really have many issues thus far. And I think they're bringing in, like I said, an acceptable amount of H&T. So I feel as though I'm in a decent spot with those, and we'll just monitor them and see what kind of changes come with POC V11, and see if that improves us or it hurts us, and then if we need to tweak it anymore. So this income it has become somewhat passive this month, because there hasn't really been much that I've had to do over the last couple months, except kind of reboot them here and there. And I can do that from my phone. So that is a big positive. Exactly what we're looking for. Now let's scroll down to our guy here. We put a new antenna on Immense Slate Cormorant. I think, yeah, this is, okay, here I go. Nutty chiffon here, right? So 30 days, 0.62 H&T. It's been rough, man. It's been rough. Keep in mind, I put a 5.8 dBi antenna on this about 2 weeks ago, right after Thanksgiving. I put a 5.8 rack wireless antenna. I ordered a 2-pack of rack wireless 5.8 dBi antennas, figuring I was going to put one on this Bobcat, and then I'm still waiting on my Lynx dot to come in. So I figure I would have that one, that 5.8 already ready to put on the Lynx dot after I test out the antenna that comes with the unit to see how it does to start off with, and then also I have to find a location for the Lynx dot, because I hadn't really vetted that yet or started looking at that. Luckily, Lynx dot has been a little bit delayed, so we got a little bit more time. The one thing that I'm noticing with this one is that this is kind of just sitting on a coffee table in the living room, near a window. It's an older house. There are some burglar bars outside, but the windows are not double pane windows. They're like, they're old school, like single pane windows. So I thought, things would just be fine, but really I haven't had more than, let's take a look at the witness list. See 3 witnesses. All the transmit scales are kind of up and down, 0.31, 0.31, 0.62. And they're all relatively close. Yeah, relatively close. So keep in mind, I have a 5.8 dBi antenna. Actually, the rack 5.8 dBi antenna is like twice the size of my Nebra 5.8 dBi antenna. So it's kind of weird. I think I just need to, get some more height. But it just seems like, this is pretty much what it was doing with the base antenna. I think it had one less witness with the base antenna that comes with the Bobcat. So I'm somewhat worried. I don't know why that is. If you have seen similar situations, feel free to leave a comment down below. Let me know what your setups are doing. But this is what mine is doing. And, right now, you start looking at this, turnout, like 95 cents roughly a day, like 0.032 H&T in a day, 0.278 H&T for the week. So $8 for the week, and then $28, almost 1 H&T for the last 30 days. So we really got to work on this one, and I'm gonna have to take out some real time to try to figure out a way to do it. I might have to invest for an outdoor enclosure and try to mount it outside. We'll see. I don't know if I want to do that on the south side of Houston, but we shall see. We shall see. But, you know, that being said, I guess one of the other things to kind of think about here as we look, this is the total amount of H&T we've racked up. Actually, we had more H&T than this. We had 72.75. I think earlier we were at, okay, so we were at 88 H&T earlier this week. And what I did is I actually took some H&T and moved it to my crypto.com app so that I could pay myself back for one of the units before the price kind of totally fell out the bottom. So we were at around maybe like $35 to $38. I said, I'm just going to go ahead and pull out at least one unit now worth of H&T and just, you know, reinvest it into the crypto markets, put it back into like the DeFi side. And there'll be some videos coming around some of the things I'm doing besides some of the DAOs. Obviously, you know, I'm into Olympus, I'm into Time Wonderland. I still have a little snowbank left over. But there's some really cool things that I'm doing, like on the Avalanche blockchain, things like Wheat and B Global and Titano, and it's a couple other things in the DeFi space that I've been able to kind of reinvest the H&T. Because the other thing that I was curious about was staking my H&T, but I could not see that big of a reward as far as staking was concerned. I was watching, I think it was Nerdy Do Stuff. It was one of the other guys here on YouTube, and he was discussing his return on staking his Helium and how much he was getting off staking. And I just felt like, you know, I would be better served just buying AVAX and putting it on Trader Joe and investing in Joe tokens and staking those tokens to get XJoe, and then staking the XJoe to get AVAX or more Joe token, and then just running that cycle, or running Wheat or Grow token instead. So that's some of the things I'm starting to look at is, you know, how to get the H&T out. Is it, you know, where does it make sense to send your H&T? How much does it cost? I will say it didn't cost me anything to send the H&T. Really, I don't think I lost a lot of value, very minimal value, sending my H&T to my crypto wallet in crypto.com, and then was able to send it from my crypto wallet, exchange it to Crow tokens, and then exchange it into whatever whatever other cryptocurrency I needed. The cool thing about crypto.com is that it actually does carry most of the major tokens. So I think you can get BNB, Avalanche, Matic, and Solana all on crypto.com, and then send it to your MetaMask or your Phantom wallet, and then use it from there. So I'm, you know, still learning here in the crypto space. I'm sorry I got a little bit off track. You know, I'll save some of that stuff for other videos. If you guys want to hear what I'm doing with my H&T out of my wallet, and, you know, some of these other things that I'm trying to take the H&T and then multiply it, and then, you know, kind of reinvest it to make more token elsewhere. You know, maybe not in H&T, but elsewhere. Just leave me a comment down below. Let me know. And actually, if you're doing something different with your H&T, or you're pulling it out differently, or moving it somewhere, or if you know of a great place to stake H&T to get, you know, better rewards than what I've been hearing from, you know, the validators, I would love to hear those things. As always, you know me, my name is Johnny Clutch Cards, aka Johnny Clutch Crypto. As always, I'm for the people, by the people. You only got me and the Constitution. Remember that.